Hi, this is Wayne Krantz. I just wanted to talk for a minute about, in this lesson, about practicing with a metronome, right? Which is something that we've all been told to do, I'm sure, since the beginning, from one place or another. And I spent a lot of time doing it because, I realized at some point that although my time was pretty good, it wasn't quite as good as I wanted it to be. So I really focused on that part of my playing. And I think there are ways to practice with a metronome that are more beneficial than others. The worst way that I know of to practice with a metronome is just to turn it on in the room and think that by the virtue of the fact that it's on, that somehow your time is getting better. To make it actually work on your time in a positive way, in terms of trying to get better at just playing in the grid, just playing in that quarter note, eighth note, 16th note division that 90% of all pop, rock, and Tibetan throat music is written in. To do it, you need a metronome, you need a tape recorder, because if you work on your time and you don't record it, you're not going to get any better. Because you think internally that your time is on, more or less, and it's only through hearing yourself flamming away with those clicks that you can see where you're really falling. Okay, so here's a moderate to slow tempo that you could work at. Slower the tempo, the harder it is. There's more room for error. But what I do is I record myself trying to play with the issue of whether or not I'm playing on the grid that this thing is implying, this quarter note click that I'm hearing. That's the priority, more than playing cool or playing that lick that I just learned or playing the right notes even. Right now, it's really just I'm focusing on the element of the rhythm of what I'm playing, okay? So maybe it sounds like this, 3, 4. So then I listen to what I've just done, and I judge it just on its rhythmic merit, if there is any, Is it flamming in front of the stuff? Is it flamming behind the click? What's happening with the time? Is it grooving? Is it in there? Actually, this isn't even really a groove exercise. It's just an accuracy exercise. It's about placement. It's about being able to place your notes more or less in the center of the beat. That's the exercise as I define it anyway. Does that mean all music has to be placed in the center of the beat to be good or rhythmically grooving? Hell no. But it's a skill. It's a skill that's very, very applicable to playing modern music. So I think it's important for anybody that practices much to at least check it out. See where your time is. You won't be able to tell just from the feeling of it. You have to actually hear yourself playing with a click. And you have to focus on the act of trying to play accurately with the click. If you have trouble with that initially, if it's difficult for you to hook up with it, don't tap your foot. That's a big one. Your foot is not midied to the metronome. So there's going to be a flam automatically if you're tapping your foot. Try to make the metronome your foot. Try to become one with it. Make the rhythm of what you're playing the priority, and then once you can kind of get more comfortable with nailing those eighth notes or 16th notes or quarter notes musically, I'm talking about making music here. I'm not talking about going like useless. Play music, but try to play it with, useless, but play music. Try to make it hook up with the click and judge it based on that. And then once you're centered with that, then maybe try to practice it with a certain scale or over a certain song or try to make it cooler or something. But initially just try to figure out what it feels like to play in the center of the beat. That's been a big deal for me.